So if you're somebody that's constantly looking outside of yourself for the answers, or you're constantly, maybe you don't even really realize you're doing it, but like you're looking for validation or looking for, your friends to validate what's the circumstance that you're going through, or your partner to give you the reassurance that you're safe, or, this person over here to give you your certainty or to anoint you, or to tell you that you're worthy of being at the table. Like, until we learn how to fully source that from internally, from ourselves, we will never be free. We will never be free. We're back, baby, with a brand new season of the It's Fucking Spiritual podcast. Join us each week as we have unfiltered conversations about how to transform your life. Our mission is to usher in a new era of spirituality where you don't have to be all love and light to live a life of alignment. Here, we honor all of it, the profound and the profane, the magic and the messy, and all things that make you human. So let's discuss the truth behind transformation and be unapologetic in our evolution. From manifestation to money, embodiment to energy, and all taboo topics, nothing is going to be off limits. Are you ready to live a life that feels just as good as it looks? Let's get fucking spiritual. Hey, what's up, you guys? And welcome back to another episode of the It's Fucking Spiritual podcast. Okay, so I am on one right now. I am in a mood. I am feeling things. I feel like the channel is open, and I had to sit here and press record right now because I just got off a call with my therapist who, bless him, if you listened to episode 2 of the new season, you heard me talk about him. He is this 81-year-old man who is like just fully embodied, fully in his gifts, fully in his service, and has been the greatest gift of my life. And I feel inspired I literally walked up here in my workout set. Like, I have to talk to them right now because I'm feeling so inspired to bring this message to you and just share from the heart. I don't even have a full plan of what I'm going to say, but I hope that this lands for you. We absolutely have to do the work to come back home to ourselves. I don't think there is anything else that is more important in this world than learning to come home to our own wisdom, to our own truth, to our own knowingness in our bones, to reparenting our inner child. And if you're listening to this episode, you were one of the people that was chosen in this lifetime to do this work, to heal your lineage, to heal your own inner wounds, to heal your soul and do the work that your soul was meant here to do. And I am honored to be on this path with you. I'm honored that you're here pressing play today. I'm honored that you listened to this. And I want to just speak into you the importance of this work that you are doing. It is not easy. It is not light. It can be really challenging. It can be really hard when you are the pattern breaker, the cycle breaker of your generation, so that the generations after you and your children and their children don't have to go through what you went through and what the rest of your lineage up until now went through. It is a big task. It is a big ask. And there is a reason that you were put on this planet to do that. That I was put on this planet to do that. And I was reminded of this today because if I'm being completely honest with you guys, and I've alluded to this in past episodes, but I'm learning to find my footing again as this new version of myself. And you'll hear me say it, and this won't be the last time, but I went through such an insane portal last year that stripped me bare and brought me to my knees and illuminated everything that wasn't working for me. And if you listen to season 1, I was fun and unhinged and messy and yeah, I shared a lot online. And as I went through this transformation, I felt that as I came back online and decided to share in season 2, and then the podcast became more produced, and I started to do the things that I thought I should do to get to the next level by sitting here on camera and all of these things. And I'm realizing somewhere along the way, I lost my connection to you. I lost my connection to you feeling me, to you feeling my heart, to you feeling my truth. And it came out in blips here and there, right? It came out especially on episode 2 of the podcast when I was sharing my heart. But I have been personally in the inquiry around, how do I show up now as this new version of me? Because no longer a hot mess in the way that I once was, but did I lose my sense of humor? But something is reorienting inside of me, and I'm not the version I used to be, but I'm not the version I'm yet becoming. And how do I share that and show that on here? And I'm in the chrysalis. I'm in the middle of the metamorphosis, and I'm doing it all on camera in front of you. And maybe you feel that way too. If you're in the middle of a transformation in your life right now, and you're in the middle of a becoming, which I'm sure so many of you are, because you're doing this work and we're constantly changing and we're constantly growing and we're constantly reorienting to the new version of ourselves. And it can be disorienting, and it can cause us to question ourselves, and it can cause us to have to leave the comfort of the nest of the way that we once were, and then we don't yet see the sight of the new shore of who we're going to be. And it's like, what do we do in the in-between? And something that has been really alive for me that I want to share with you is something I realized last year when I moved to Austin and did all the things I thought I should do. And I got into all the spaces that I once, my ego and my little girl so wanted to badly have a seat at the table. And then I got a seat at that table. And I was like, this is not what I thought. This is not what I thought it was going to be. And I realized so much of this industry is smoke and mirrors. It's wounded egos being very loud about how to transform your life. Follow me. And I'm like, no, what is happening? Right? There's this thing that's happening inside of this industry. I have the answers. Follow me. And what I've realized is we need to always be being led to the wisdom that exists inside of us. And if anybody ever points you to them as your savior, or to them as the direction, or to them as invest in me because I have the answer for you, it's actually preying on the wounded inner kid that all of us have, or most of us have. And that wounded inner kid came out in me last year. And I really have done so much work to call back my own energy, to look at my own wounding, to look at what caused me to pedestalize other people and need their validation, or need them giving me approval that I was good enough, and really started to work on the wound of giving that to myself, giving myself the self-validation, plugging back into my own inner wisdom, getting to know my body, getting to know the truth that is coursing through my own veins. And I promise that you have this truth within you, and nobody else has the answers outside of you. And I feel like it's beginning to click for me in a new way. And I never want you to listen to me, and I never want you to listen to this podcast and think that I have the answers beyond what you do. I'm simply somebody that just walked this path and continues to walk this path and continues to be brought to my knees and continues to be a humble servant of the work. And I feel like the more I know I know nothing. But at the same time, I feel like I'm integrating at such a deep level and such a deep knowing, and I'm speaking from that place. And I want to feel connected to you all again. I want you to know my heart, and I want you to know my truth. And I don't know what that looks like, because I used to share so much of my personal life, and I don't want to share as much in my personal life now, but I also want you to know what I'm going through and what I'm learning and what I'll say. That I'm really learning a homecoming. I'm really learning that nobody can give us what we don't give ourselves. And you hear that, right? You hear that. I'm like, I knew that. I intellectually knew that. I taught that. I could speak that. And yet, for me, in my own patterning, it was still coming out sideways. So if you're somebody just constantly looking outside of yourself for the answers, or you're constantly, maybe you don't even really realize you're doing it, but you're looking for validation or looking for, your friends to validate what's the circumstance that you're going through, or your partner to give you the reassurance that you're safe, or, this person over here to give you your certainty or to anoint you, or to tell you that you're worthy of being at the table. Like, until we learn how to fully source that from internally, from ourselves, we will never be free. We will never be free. If you feel deeply connected to this episode, if you are ready to step into the expanded version of you, if you are ready to learn how to reparent your inner child and repattern the ways that you show up in the world, I'm so excited to officially announce and invite you to my upcoming in-person retreat in Austin, Texas, in August 22nd to 26th. There are 2 different style tickets with 2 very different price points. So I really tried to cater to everyone to make it accessible for you to come. Check it out in the show notes. We have a VIP that comes, stays in the house, has all meals included. We're all staying together. And then there's also an immersion style where you come to the location every single day. And I cannot wait to be in person with all of you, to get to heal together. There's so much that you can do and collapse time when you are held in sisterhood for 3 to 4 days, and allow yourself the space and time to really go into your inner wounding, go into your blocks, go into the things that are holding you back, and learn to actually somatically repattern them in your nervous system. That is what we are going to be doing at this retreat, so that you can plug back into the true you of who you really are and leave as the expanded woman that you know that you were meant to be. And it's called the Expanded Women Retreat. I didn't say that. But anyway, if you are feeling called to join us, tickets officially went live. So go check that out in the show notes. And hopefully I will get to meet you and give you a huge hug in August. Healing is like an upward spiral. It's like an upward staircase, right? It's not like, oh, I'm going up this way and everything is just getting better and better and better. No, that is not how healing happens. At least that's not how it's happened for me. Healing is like an upward spiral. You go up, you look like you're making progress. Oh my God, why did this come up again? I'm falling back. Oh no, I'm not. Oh my God, I'm really getting it. Holy shit, this popped up again. If you're watching this on video, I'm like making a spiral staircase. And that is what healing has been. And I recently went through an experience where I noticed I was still sourcing my sense of safety from outside of myself. That I'd healed a lot, I'd plugged in a lot. And yet there was still a little girl inside of me that so badly wanted safety, security outside of myself. This little thread. This was still waiting to be saved. And if you can relate to this, just know that you're not alone, and know that anytime you have self-doubt, anytime that you question yourself, anytime that you have these really big emotions that are coming up, that are like, I can't do this, or your emotions are running the show, or oh my gosh, like, I don't believe in myself in my business, or I'm really anxiously attached or avoidantly attached to dating and my partner, or any time that you have self-doubt or anger or fear, or these like gripping or needing to prove yourself, like any of those things, know that those aren't coming from you. They're not coming from your soul. They're not coming from the adult self. who knows she's worthy. They're coming from a wounded inner child that didn't get that when she was little. So the self-doubter isn't you. The part of you that pedestalizes other people or scrolls on social media and goes, why haven't I figured it out yet? Why haven't I made that amount of money yet? Why can't I do this in my business? Why? Like the comparison part of you. All of those are simply parts of you, and they're all wounded little kid. And they're a roadmap for where you are not free. They are a roadmap for where you still get to heal. And they're a roadmap for when you can plug into those feelings and let yourself go there without numbing, without scrolling it away, without overeating it away, without overspending it away, without overworking it away. Then you can begin to start to heal the parts of you that never got what they did deserve, because you aren't actually responsible for your wounding. But you do have a responsibility to begin to heal it. If you desire to be somebody that heals their lineage, that heals that learns what they were meant to come here to learn. And I have a feeling that you're listening to this podcast because you are one of those people. And I feel like it's another episode of the process of this. And I have some episodes previously talking about this, but it's a process of beginning to reparent the child that didn't get what she deserved to get. And it's about plugging into those feelings, and it's about learning to feel them and then learning to bring in your soul, your higher self, whatever you want to call it, the true adult you, coming in and giving it to yourself and giving yourself the validation. And it's going to feel like it's not real. Because if you're so integrated with the part of you that doubts, or the part of you that compares, or the part of you that thinks you're not enough, the part of you that feels unworthy, even if you're not using that language, unworthiness and not enoughness are the core underlying beliefs that are underneath everything else of the self-doubt, the self-blame, the self-criticism, all of the comparison. What's underneath all of that is I am not enough, exactly as I am. And when you start to reparent yourself and you start to try to give yourself that validation, it's not going to feel real. It's not going to feel real. But when you let yourself have those feelings and you honor those feelings and you feel them all the way through, which I talk about in a lot of episodes of learning how to feel the sensation. We do this in my Expand program, the waitlist. The waitlist is in the show notes if you want to join us for the June round. Once you begin to feel those parts of you, and you begin to bring in the validation, it's not going to feel real. But as you do it, and as you start to do it with repetition, you allow that adult self, that true soul, to grow. Because if you've been so integrated with your doubter part, your inner critic part, the part of you that compares, or whatever your specific flavor of wounding is, that part is foreground so much in your life. We have to start to reparent and do it over and over and over again with repetition. And as you do that, there will be a tipping point. The seesaw will move. And suddenly you will become more and more integrated into the whole of who you are. The fragments of you will start to come back together. And your natural state will become confident, whole, worthy, excited, expressed, energetic, energized. Because your soul is naturally energized. And I know that you have felt it in moments, even if they're fleeting. And whenever you have felt that, it's because your true soul, your true adult self is online in that moment. So no matter where you are right now, I hope you listen to this episode and know that you are not alone and that you can do it. I have been in the depths of despair many times in my life. I've been in the depths of depression. I've been in the depths of ruminating thoughts and anxiety. I've been in the depths of doubt. I've been in the depths of comparison. I've been in the depths of my victimization. It feels so fucking real in the moment. And that is why I do this work, because I need this work. And that is also why I teach it, because I cannot imagine doing anything else with my life. It's so fucking important to me. Okay, I'm going to cry. It's so important to me because there are so many people in this industry that are loud and that come from ego, that granted have a lot of light too and a lot of great things to teach, but that are not integrated. And I'm not saying that I'm over here as the most integrated whole person. By God, I know that I'm not, and I know I don't have all the answers, but if somebody is loud and saying that they have all the answers, run. Because the people that are truly leaders in this space, which is someone that I strive to be, and I'm not going to get it perfect all the time, and I'm human, and I have ego, and I have all the things, but the people that are true leaders in this space will lead you back to yourself, and will lead you back to your own inner wisdom, and will guide you on how to get there in the journey. But I've never felt more connected to my mission and to my purpose and to what I'm supposed to give in this world, because I know there is so much darkness in this world, and I know there's a lot of false light in this industry, and I really want to be somebody that walks the walk and speaks from experience and shares my heart vulnerably and says, I still don't have it all together, and I'm still going through this stuff, and I still have wounding that shows up, but I'm going to show up for you guys, and I'm going to teach it, and I'm going to share it. And it was on my heart to share this today because I feel like I lost some of that over the last year. I lost some of the vulnerability. I lost some of the teaching from my real time, what I'm going through, because I started to be like, do I want to share my personal life? Do I not? Oh, I kind of got into this freeze state. I stopped sharing on social media as much, and I'm so ready for that to change. And I'm so ready to get back to just connecting with you guys. And it's going to be a process, and it's going to be beautiful. And this is step one of my next rebirth, I feel like. And more solo episodes, because I'm realizing that, yeah, we'll bring on incredible guests when they feel aligned, but I really just want to talk to you guys from my soul, from my heart to yours. And I hope you can really feel that in me. So yeah, that's the episode. In recap, all of the wisdom that you need is within you. You do not need to outsource to anybody else, because nobody else has the answers that you don't have within you. The journey is to plug back into your soul and honor the parts of you that feel wrong or broken, and begin to reparent those parts. And yes, learn how to do that. Yes, join programs if they feel like they're calling you and they feel aligned. I'm not going to stop holding spaces. Not going to stop holding programs, right? That's my service to the world. But check in with yourself before you do anything. And yeah, I just want you to feel seen, heard, and not alone. And that was the whole reason why I started this a few years ago to begin with. And I don't want to lose that plot. So yeah. Anyway, I don't really know how I want to end this episode. But I love you guys, and I appreciate you being here. And if you've been an OG, thank you for being on the ride with me. If you are new here, welcome to this community. I can't wait to get to know you guys more in this new version of myself. And I hope you can really feel my heart all the way through it. So with that, we'll end this episode. Okay. I love you. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for listening to the It's Fucking Spiritual podcast. I am so glad that you're here. And if this episode resonated with you, I invite you to share this with a friend that you feel needs to hear it. And if you are really feeling the love and support for this show, this podcast thrives off of your listens and your reviews. So I would love if you could leave us an honest review. We would love to hear your feedback, your thoughts, your questions, And it helps us get this podcast in the hands of more people and would mean so much to me to receive your support. So thank you.